Welcome back to the ERA Real Estate Women's Professional Gymnastics Championship. And next up on the beam, there's Dominique Moceanu, 4th place after the uneven bars.
She'll mount with a front flip. Right into a beat jump. Very difficult. Whenever you see skills done in combination, it increases the difficulty. Back handspring layout, immediate pike back. Slips and falls.
Oh, boy.
Falls again. Getting back up.
Now the question is, will the judges count that as 2 separate falls off the beam? If it is, that's a full point off. We'll have to wait and see what score she gets.
Wow, and you know she has to be kicking herself. That is the cardinal sin of gymnastics. It's why coaches train you to regather your thoughts. Once you fall, you have to regroup fast. She's done a good job of doing that. Has a big dismount, tuck double back. Good height on the dismount, just a tiny step on the landing.
Well, Dominique has undergone a 5-inch growth spurt over the last 12 months, so she's sort of adjusting to this new body.
But Bill, I think over time this is actually going to help her gymnastics. She's going to have a more mature look to herself. I think it's making her a more powerful tumbler. I think she's better on bars, and as she comes into her own in the next few months leading up to Sydney, I think we're going to see a new Dominique Moceanu, and hopefully one that can really challenge for the top spots in the world. That was her front flip mount, no problem, very solid on that.
And here's where she has the problem. A difficult combination, layout right into immediate back pike, and her back foot slips off the side, and now she tries to remount the beam. Just dumps off the other side.
Well, Dominique waiting to see if the judges take the full 1-point deduction for falling as she tried to remount. And once again, there's the initial fall.
And you can see where her hips twisted. She does a really good dismount. Good height and lift off the beam. Just a little tentative on the landing.
So the score for Dominique Moceanu, a 9.3, and that means that the judges counted both falls, the initial one and the remount, as one fall. But that will drop her behind Dominique Dawes in the standings. And here's our final competitor on the beam in 3rd place after 2 rotations, Kim Zmeskal.
She does a fairly simple mount. She jumps onto the beam and sets up immediately for her big pass. Back handspring, 2 layouts. That was gorgeous.
One of the things that was always a plus for Kim was she's always been very deliberate in her motions on beam, never tentative, really goes for it.
Here's a punch front. Here's her full turn requirement. Itsy bitsy little bobble right into a gainer layout. The key to this event is making it look easy. And she looks like she's walking on the ground rather than 4 inches 4 feet off the ground. Watch the height on her double back dismount.
And a nice high double back flip. A little hop on the end, but she had such power. Really could have opened up even more.
Did it even... You know what? It was a good choice because without training something like that, pulling your second leg in, good job.
Well, this really a building process for Kim Zmeskal.
Hey, but you know what, Kim? It still was a nice routine. Nothing, you know, you hit a set. And you know what? The routines are like routines and not all broken up anymore.
As part of Kim's rebuilding process. And let's take another look.
And Marilee was saying that her routines look like routines. Everything's becoming more complete, not just parts. And that's very important for Kim to pull this all together. Great back tumbling sequence.
You can imagine how difficult it was at first just to do the individual parts and then to have the stamina to put it all together. It's amazing what she's been able to do.
There's that double back. Opens up just fine. She could even open up later. She was about beam height when she was ready to hit the ground.
Kim Zmeskal awaiting her mark. And a 9.8, and that is good enough to keep Kim in 3rd place. Amy Chow remains our leader with 1 rotation remaining. That's the floor exercise. Here's a look at the overall standings. It's Chow, Shannon Miller, Zmeskal, Dominique Dawes moves up to 4th. Dominique Moceanu to 5th. The biggest surprise has to be the performance of Kim Zmeskal. She's with Andrea Joyce.
Kim, after being gone for so long, what does it mean to you to be able to come out here and perform so well?
It's really good for my confidence, especially since I'm trying to use this as a step to, you know, get back into amateur competition and stuff. So it's been really good for me to be able to put, you know, 4 events together, especially 2 days in a row. I mean, none of us have done this in so long that, you know, I think we're surprising ourselves at, you know, how we're actually getting through.
Have you exceeded your own expectations?
I've done what I've come here to do, you know. So far, I mean, we haven't finished it yet, but, you know, the first 7 events have been, you know, really solid, and it's going to be good for me to be able to get back in the gym and realize that I can put, you know, all 4 together at once. And
it's good to see you back. Congratulations.
Thanks. Thank you.
Well, when we come back, the final event of the competition, the floor exercise. After these messages and a word from your local station.